Hartson. Jono Lance gets us underway here at Concord. And it's taken over there on the far side straight away by Buas Sarau. And Gale straight into the box kick. There is a bit of a gale blowing here at Concord, so he finds touch just up towards halfway. They'll be wanting to use that breeze in this first half, Cam.
Yeah, they certainly will. And in the last couple of weeks, one thing that the Rams have done poorly is their kicking and their way to maintain territory. We saw it a few weeks ago in round one against the Rays where they just got choked in their own half. They want to win today. They've got to kick the ball well and play rugby in the right areas of the field.
Clean take off the top there. And here's Shambek Lavui in the back line. Such a good, hard runner of the football. Lance gets it to Morahan. Brought down well there by Godinay. They venture into the 22. They offload quickly and they go the short side. Now here's a bit of space. Matualto gets us up towards the 5 metre line. Will Skelton getting up off the line there. Maliki Ha'amea caught behind the advantage line and the arm goes out. Not rolling away, says Ed Martin. So we'll see what they might do here.
Yeah, an interesting decision here for the Spirit. I think you'll find they will take the scrum. You can see the forwards now starting to combine in midfield, but what a great run early from Luke Morahan. Fantastic to have some of his quality running down that outside channel. But again, we've spoken about it so much. The combination of Latuni Pulu and Denny Godinay in the centres, not only for Southern Districts, but this Rams team is a formidable duo.
A great attacking opportunity here for the Perth Spirit.
Quite a large short side.
Yep, Morahan standing on the short side with Vepina. Solid scrum and just trying to get a bit of advantage here. Picked up off the back there from Hardwick. He's caught behind the advantage line a little bit. It's a bit untidy for the Perth Spirit. Vui picks and goes. He's so hard to bring down. Now they go wide. Lance takes it to the line but spills it.
Advantage was being played.
Yeah, Ed Martin for not rolling away once again.
Very scrappy off the back of that scrum for the Perth Spirit. They're up against a big pack for the Western Sydney Rams. If you look at some of the names in there, David Lolahea, Matt Gibbon, Brendan Paenga-Amosa, all big units, bringing in someone like Will Skelton, easily above that 120 mark. And we know how good Senio Toliafoa has also been, so a very, very strong type 5. And we spoke about it briefly before the game, Swaney. How much influence would someone like Jeremy Paul be having on these young minds? We know the leading try scorer tied in the competition, Brendan Paenga-Amosa, must just be licking his lips that he gets to feed off someone like Jeremy Paul and the experience he has.
Identical setup here for Perth Spirit. As the scrum goes down, Morahan standing on this short side with Vepina. And then the open side, Jono Lance. He controls things so well from fly half. Such a good influence to have in this Perth Spirit side.
He really is. The Iceman, he's so settled. Never looks frazzled at any point in time. Dual Super Rugby champion with the Waratahs and the Queensland Reds.
Not many people can say that.
Not in Australian rugby.
That's true. Oh, and the penalty goes the other way this time. So a relieving penalty there for the Rams. Ed Martin getting stuck into Vui there.
That's where the pressure's going to have to come from the Rams today. I think they've got the edge at set-piece time. I think they've got a better line-out. 100% they've got a better scrum. So I'd be trying to force the Spirit into set piece today as much as possible. And as I said, link that with really playing a good territory game. Paul Asquith's probably not known much for his kicking, but that's where he's going to have to get some support from the likes of Latuni Pulu, Godinay and Ravovo, and make sure they're just playing the game in the right areas of the field.
Paenga Ramosa will send it in. Oh, it's been stolen there by the Perth Spirit. Hardwick comes flying back for it. Cleaned up by Lowrens, but they're flying right back. Veppiner now with the ball in hand. Lance puts it on the toe. A little one over the top, but it's been cleaned up there by Godinay. Up towards halfway. A bit of a let-off there for the Rams. It wasn't a great kick there from Lance. Allen takes it up towards halfway. He's been so strong so far this season. Gale with the little chip over the top. Now they get it out to Buasarau. Vasuki Thakau. Pardon me. Perth Spirit looking to run it out of their half here. Nice little inside ball there. Morahan running onto it. Here's Scoble. The pick and go there. I think that's Vui once again. Brandon Paenga Ramosa all over that, but it's come back for the Spirit. Lance straightens. Gets the ball away to Stringer. Little dink in behind. Oh, it's a tough one, and Ravovo runs it out. So it'll be a Perth Spirit line out.
Well, isn't that interesting? A couple of weeks ago we talked about, apologies, it was last week, about what sort of effect it's going to have on a sevens player coming back into a 15-man game. We watched Cameron Clark adapt pretty well, but there's a perfect example of someone that's really not used to cleaning up a kick like that. In sevens, very rarely would that ever come through, and Ravovo not understanding his surroundings or where he was on the field in that particular instance.
Good opportunity here for the Perth Spirit. Clean take by Stringer. They go wide to Maluki Ha'amea in the midfield. Stunder. It comes out now for Veppiner. Just ventured into the 22. We'll make sure you tweet us on the hashtag NRC 2016, of course. At Cam_Shepherd is Cam's Twitter, and at Swaney7. We're going to make this an interactive experience on foxsports.com.au for you today. Senio Toliafoa in the Waratah squad. A top bloke too, Senio. Really good fella. As Scott Gale puts a big box kick in. That's a great clearance kick there. Gets us over the halfway line.
Oh, and that's what they need, Swaney. That's what the Rams need to be doing on a regular basis. Relieving their pressure, putting their big forwards on the front foot, and making sure, as I said, at set piece, they get an opportunity to rep into this Perth Spirit team. Let's not forget the Spirit. This is their second time in Sydney in the last 2 weeks. 8 days it's been, actually.
Ordinary throw there from Scoble. Oh, big run there from Sopawanga. Oh, it's a bit untidy for the Rams. It's just gone forward off Godinay. Asquith just in two minds where to throw that pass.
That's going to be the hard thing. That building these sorts of combinations, the Perth Spirit obviously been together for a really long time. You might as well call them the Western Force Academy, because these guys have been playing a lot of rugby together, where you've got the Rams, that really just all come from 4 separate clubs during the Intrust Super Shoot Shield season. So building those combinations is going to be a little bit tough. But add to that the travel that this Perth Spirit side's done in the last 8 days. Back and forth to Perth twice. That's a lot of miles covered, and it's going to have an effect on your body.
Good for the frequent flyers, though. As the scrum goes down, we'll have another one. Yeah, they'd be going straight to the Platinum Lounge, wouldn't they? The Western Force boys.
You'd think so. You do rack up a lot of Ks when you're living in Perth and you're travelling for rugby.
Cam Shepherd, lifetime platinum.
Not quite. Lifetime gold.
Lifetime gold, beautiful.
No, I don't know about that, but I did live in the platinum days for a while.
You got to love that.
Yeah, it was nice.
But we're out here in Concord at the moment. What a day, afternoon it is. A good crowd in here as well. Bit of a breeze. Lowrens feeds the scrum solid from both sides. Comes back for the Spirit. Meeks throws a bounce pass out to Vasuki Thakau. He just gets on the outside of his man. Here's Stringer. Oh, he's manhandled by Skelton. They go the short side. Here's Meeks again. Drops the shoulder into the line. Perth Spirit just edging their way up towards the 22, and they'll have an advantage here. So time to roll the dice. Maluki Haamea caught behind the advantage line once again by Will Skelton. Here comes a talking to.
That's the third time against your team, repeated infringements. Yeah, you do. Mark's just here. Time back on.
Toliafoa sent to the bin. And we'll have a line out. So 10 minutes in the bin for Toliafoa. That's going to be tough at set piece time, Cam.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt them. If there's one person you probably didn't want to lose, it was Sonia Toliafoa. He's been fantastic the last few weeks, but they're going to have to get on with it, and the Spirit putting a foot on the throat here.
Set up the maul. It's a little bit untidy. Havili's got it, though. It comes back now for Vui. But he's been caught. It was good maul defence there from the Rams on their line. They come around the corner. Maluki Haamea. So strong. Stunder with a little short ball to Stringer. Oh, he's hit hard, though, by Godinay. Now here's some space for Lance. He goes straight through and dots the ball down. Great try from the Perth Spirit skipper.
I love that attitude from Jono Lance. Fantastic stuff. He saw there was no line speed there from the Rams, and as soon as the ball came out, bang off the outside foot and fires through their gap. That's a great try, and that was only a matter of time until that pressure was going to convert into points.
Well, they just recycled the ball through their big bodies, and then as soon as the ball went to Jono Lance, he got the opportunity to straighten. There was just space galore.
And it's one thing that's really impressed me about Dwayne Nestor and the coaching style. And look, it started with John Mitchell and then has been carried on from there, but the way the forwards interact with their passing game between them is fantastic. Lance, and he converts his own try. Here's another look at it. Great speed of ball. Lowrens does well. And as I said, as soon as Jono Lance noticed there was no line speed from the Rams, surges forward, and you're never going to stop him from there. The Perth Spirit draw first blood here at Concord.
14 minutes gone. It's 8 points to 0 to the Perth Spirit. The Rams just need to get their big bodies in motion. You have to think and get a bit of field position as well.
It's the same old story for the Rams. Asquith gets us underway.
It's floating long, though, and that's going to go out on the full, so we'll come back for the scrum. A little mistake there from Paul Asquith.
We talk about things that grind my gears, Swaney, and you know I just harp on this at nauseum, but why kick short there? Just kick long. Left-hand corner, right-hand corner. Give your big forwards a chance to create a good chase line. See if you can pin the team in the opposite corner. They're already running into the wind, and I realise that possession's an important part of the game, but unless you can execute that perfectly every time you use it, I just don't understand why more teams these days don't just kick long into the corners.
Possession, particularly in the Buildcorp NRC, with tries worth more as well. So important, but you're right. Get it into the corners. So a scrum midfield. The fuzz on the chase here on Concord Road, Parramatta Road. Good scrum there, though, from the Spirit. And Lauren sets off. Little bump off there. And into the Western Sydney Rams half. Here's Vui. Runs straight into Paenga-Amosa. And that's the turnover. Great work at the breakdown there from the Rams.
He's been fantastic so far this year, Brendan Paenga-Amosa. So physical, and his energy that he brings to this Rams pack. Brought it all year for Southern Districts. Fantastic to see.
We talk about
young talent that he is.
We talk about his attacking prowess. He's the equal top try scorer this season in the competition with 3 tries in 2 games, but defensively he's so strong as well. He's just abrasive and physical.
And that's where the Rams have got to win games. They've got to use that to their advantage. And the hard thing for them as well is they're notoriously slow starters, so it takes them 20 minutes to get into a game. But here we look at it. Great attacking opportunity.
Gale Asquith into the midfield. Latuni Pulu gets his first touch today. And we've got an advantage here for the Rams. Here's Allen. Asquith once again. Here's Paenga-Amosa. Just caught on the advantage line. Now the Rams just stringing a few phases together. Asquith gets it out to Tupou. Sopawanga, pardon me. And a penalty.
12 hands.
So you'd have to think they might kick into the corner here, Shep.
Yeah, well, let's hope they do. Really no reward at this point of the game for taking 2 points. Asquith definitely looking to kick to the corner. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed, and please don't take this the wrong way because I'm a huge fan of Apolosi Latuni Pulu, but when the Rams played the Rays 2 weeks ago, having a second ball player, and it was Mitch Walton in this case, just added so much to this Rams team. I think it gives them so much more direction. Now, I love having Ravovo in the team and at fullback as well, but possibly I think bringing in a fullback option that can ball play as well, like a Mitch Walton, is really what the Rams need at the moment. They just need a couple more people that can shoulder that role.
Yeah, he's so influential. A couple of weeks ago against the Rays, Mitch Walton, when he came on. Great little maul here from the Rams. About 10 metres out now. Oh, but it's... They crossed paths. They went down the wrong track there, and it's a penalty. So a relieving penalty for the Perth Spirit. Disappointing there from the Rams, given that was their first real opportunity at putting some pressure on.
Yeah, as you said, Swaney, they'll be very disappointed with that. It was a shame, but very, very smart play there from the Perth Spirit. You could see how they splintered that rolling maul from the Rams, and once they were disjointed and it turned into 2 pods, that's when the penalty was given away. Really, really smart play there from the Perth Spirit, excuse me.
And the Spirit get it out to Lance. Short ball there to Matualto. Here's Ravovo. What can he do? Oh, he puts it on the boot. Straight down the middle of the field. Lowrens gets back to clean up. A game of foursome backs here at Concord Oval. Gale lets it bounce. And now Bua Sorrell gets us up towards the 10-metre line. Here's Skelton. Big body. They pounce on him, the Perth Spirit. Asquith goes high. Morahan underneath it. And here's Lance. He'll run it. Get it out now to Matualto. Vasuki Thakau. Here's Scoble. Oh, hit hard in the tackle. His head flicked back then. Lance straightens once again. Gets the ball away to Morahan. Here's Maluki Ha'amea. Oh, it's a hot potato at the moment here from the Perth Spirit. Getting the offloads away. Now they're brought down. Stringer. Good ball retention here. Kateka. Oh, Skelton, a handful at the breakdown there. No, he was offside. The penalty will be blown. In from the side, yeah. What about Skelton? Just tap dancing in the middle of that ruck.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone of that size tap dance. Morahan plays on quickly.
Here we go. Havili. Oh, runs over the top of Asquith. Here's Hardwick. Now they go wide. There's a bit of space here. Meeks gives it to Matualto. He's only got to dot it down, and he does. The second try there for the Perth Spirit.
Well, once again, that was just energy, wasn't it, Swaney? Front foot ball and doing things at pace and with some aggression. It all started with Morahan, really smart thinking to just take that quick tap and take advantage of this Rams side that had really knocked off. Beautiful stuff out the backs. Meeks did well. And Matualto punched through a hole, hit the deck, realised he wasn't held. Back to his feet and then scoots away for another great try. This is the final stages of it. Brilliant ball through the hands there. That's that little short ball from Meeks that I was talking about. And Matualto had the presence of mind to get back to his feet, surge over and score a great try. And that's a big try in this match, Andrew Swain. Chance for Lance to add the extra 2. But another huge deficit the Rams are up against early on in the NRC 2016.
Lance misses the extras, so the score remained 14 points to 0 here at Concord Oval. 22 minutes gone. That is a costly yellow card to Senio Toliafoa.
It certainly was. Such a huge effect, and you can see in the body language of the Rams at the moment, everyone walking back to the halfway line. A lot of them with their heads down. I think such a major key for Coach John Muggleton and Jeremy Paul is really just making sure this team gets off to a good start. So often we see them chasing games and trying to get back in it when that's just not the way you want to play.
We're back underway. Stringer takes the AFL-style hanger on the 22.
Taken back.
And they spin it wide straight away. Here's Meeks. Oh, space galore for Meeks. Drops it back to the try scorer, Matualto. And here's Morahan now. Comes back. They get it out to Scoble. Hardwick. Showing a bit of... Oh, it's just been stolen clean there by Denny Godinay. Great work there from Godinay. Skelton hit hard. Brought down behind the advantage line. Good line speed there from the Spirit. So Gale puts it over the top. No one at home. And just rolls it into touch on the 22. Nice little play there from Scott Gale.
Very smart play from Gale, and that's what they need. He's done a few of those kicks now, and they need to just keep this Perth Spirit back 3 under pressure. This is the part of the field they need to live in. Just live in opposition 22. They shouldn't really be looking to play much football in any other area of the field.
Entertaining footy so far here at Concord Oval. Hope you're enjoying the live stream on foxsports.com.au. That was a funny looking line out there, confusing. And the Rams come away with the steal. So here's Asquith. Shows and goes. Now here's Sopawanga. He's been so impressive in the first couple of rounds for this Rams side. Pangaramosa with the pick and go. Only a couple of metres short. Here's Toliafoa on the burst, and he'll dive over and score the try. Oh, that has to make up for his yellow card.
Well, I don't know if it'll make up for it completely, Swaney, but What a great involvement. He has been sensational in 2016, Senio Toliafoa, and a great try to help get his team back in the game. And as I was saying, the difference that just a bit of field position can make to this Rams side, they're so dangerous in attack with some of the guys they've got running around out there. They've just got to make sure they don't waste their time down in their own half.
There's a great line there from Toliafoa. Came back in on the angle.
Again, as you said, all started off from Sapawaga, one of the leaders in line breaks here in 2016. There's one of them. Takes a lot from Meeks to bring him down. Gale does well to speed it up. Paanga Ramosa carries hard. And then once they're on the front foot, very hard to stop the likes of Skelton and Toliafoa from that close. Great try to the Rams. Great try to Senio Toliafoa.
It was a drop goal conversion as well to the Rams. So 14 points to 8. The home side hit back. 25 minutes gone. Sopawanga, the brother of Lima Sopawanga, the All Black, over here from New Zealand. And Toliafoa just bats it forward for the Spirit, so it's a knock on the play advantage. Here's Havili. Gets the ball away to no one. Havili just drops that out the back.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. There was an opportunity. He's just got to hold on to that ball, Havili. Nothing going on that right-hand touchline.
What about Havili? Played a couple of games on the wing last year for the Perth Spirit and moved into the number 8 position earlier this year. Now he's playing the second row. He'll end up in the front row by the end of the season. Here's Sopawanga. Asquith going to put it on the boot and send it down the middle. Vasuki Thakau running it back. Runs into a bit of traffic. But good front foot ball here from the Spirit. They're the wrong way, though. There was no numbers on that short side. Here's Scoble. Just taking it into again, it's been stripped by the Rams. Right there, tackled by Lola here. Here's Ravovo. Sends it over to the playmaker, Asquith. Allen. Punching it into the pillar area of the ruck. Now here's Lolohea once again. They go the same way to Paanga Ramosa. Always makes meters when he runs the ball. And they get the penalty. So they've just got to be patient here, the Western Sydney Rams, you have to say.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's the hard thing, that they've now put themselves in this situation where they're going to have to come back and get back in this game. But it's been really smart play from them just to relax. No one seems to be panicking out there. And they just need some of their big names to get involved. And speaking of one of their great players that I think's been one of the finds of 2016, David Lolohea from the Parramatta Club here in Sydney, the Two Blues. He was fantastic during the Shoot Shield, and he's really brought that form back into the NRC, and excited to see what he can do with his career. I've got a lot of time for him, a really, really outstanding young player.
Great opportunity here for the Rams. It was a nice little touch finder there from Asquith. Taking a long time here to get the ball in. Now they get it. The maul set up. Paanga Ramosa will have his hands on the ball here. He goes close. And he awards the try. The Rams in again in quick succession.
Well, we've talked him up all afternoon, haven't we? Branded Paanga Ramosa. He's the tied leading try scorer in the competition. There's another one for him, Swaney. That's 4 in 2016. And in an outstanding fashion, the Rams, once they're back to a full complement, have hit back hard at this Perth Spirit side. Brilliant stuff from the Rams. And all of a sudden, the Perth Spirit Starting to have a little bit of panic stations in the in-goal area. Here's another look at it. Great maul set up originally. I think Bayanga Ramosa's already over the try line there. Just waiting for Ed Martin to get round and get a good look at it. Fantastic try to the Greater Western Sydney Rams. Asquith.
And he slots it. So the Rams have the lead here at Concord. 16 points to 14. Half an hour gone. And as soon as Senio Toliafoa came back on the field, they were back in this game.
It's incredible, isn't it? Play the right position in the field. All of a sudden, the Perth Spirit starved of possession. And the Rams gaining all the momentum.
Don't forget to join us on Twitter. Hashtag NRC 2016. Oh, this is ordinary. Vasuki Thakia running through and cleans up the loose kickoff retention there from the Rams. So Perth Spirit straight on the attack. Kateka with the pick and drive. They're happy to take it through the piggies here, the Perth Spirit. Is Vui. Oh, he's been stopped in his tracks. Oh, he keeps going, Vui. So strong in contact. Comes back now for Lance. Here's Meeks in the midfield. Now they send it wide. Here's Morahan. Oh, he's been tackled well there by Latuni Puli, but he got the ball away. Havili. Just inches short. Now they go wide. Meeks out to Matualto, and here's Vasuki Thakiao, and he's over in the corner, and he scores the try.
Well, that's what we wanted to see. A couple of one-on-ones today, wasn't it, Swaney? There was men lining up for the Perth Spirit on the right-hand side, though. Lowrens decided to go left. Meeks did very well to straighten the attack. And then the matchup that everyone's been looking forward to today, Balsa Rao versus Vasuki Thakiao. And in this little exchange, Eric Vasuki Thakiao getting on top of Balsa Rao, but very tough to stop a man of his size and strength from that close to the line. This will be a great view of it. Lowrens, there's a little look down the right-hand side, but I think he might have got a call there from Meeks. Matuatu does well. And then once it was out to the man with the feet, Eric Vasuki Thakiao, not much Rob Balsarau could do from there. Another try to the Perth Spirit. And Swaney, they're back in this one.
Lance looking to add the extras. Struck it very well. And it's over from the corner. Beautiful kick there from Jono Lance. So 20 points to 16. 22 points to 16. The Perth Spirit leading the Western Sydney Rams. 33 minutes gone. And we've got a game on our hands here at Concord. Entertaining stuff. Shout out to everyone on Twitter. I was saying before the kickoff was rudely interrupted by the Perth Spirit that make sure you join us at the conversation on hashtag NRC 2016. All right, straight away the Perth Spirit earned the penalty. But join the conversation on Twitter, hashtag NRC 2016. What's your Twitter handle again, Cam Shepherd?
That's right, it's at Cam_Shepherd.
And at Swaney7. Make sure you send us a tweet if you're watching on foxsports.com.au. And don't forget the other great games this round also. Queensland Country taking on the Sydney Rays, the Savo from 3 p.m. on Fox Sports 502 from the Gold Coast. Brisbane City v the UC Vikings tomorrow from Ballymore. That's on foxsports.com.au. And then New South Wales Country taking on the Melbourne Rising. We're heading west to Tamworth Rugby Park. 3 p.m. tomorrow on Fox Sports 502. Vui charging into the midfield. He's so busy. Here's Lance. Gets it out the back to Vasuki Thakiao. Ravovo hasn't had a lot of opportunity today. He puts it on the boot. Oh, it's a beautiful kick there from Ravovo. Wonderful kick, in fact. Takes us all the way up to the Perth Spirit 10. Great stuff from the Fijian gold medalist.
Yeah, fantastic relieving kick. You can see the pats on the back he's now getting from his teammates, but we haven't seen much of him with ball in hand, but I think as this game starts to loosen up a little bit, he's going to work his way into it.
Clean line out win there from the Spirit. Lance goes the midfield bomb. Vasuki Thakau herring after it. And it's been knocked forward. Unlucky.
Oh, that's a shame. I think that was knocked back by Balsaro, and then Revovo, unfortunately, stuck his hand out to try and grab it and knocked it forward. But it was a bit of a nothing kick from Lance, wasn't it? Nothing doing. He's just popped one up in the air and hoped for the best.
Probably not a bad tactic, though, when you're running into the wind, and it's obviously swirling here at Concord Oval as well.
Yeah, create some 50-50s. Look, it is. And the one thing that's so special about Jono Lance is how much he mixes up his kicking game. He can roll them along the deck. He'll kick a high ball. He'll even banana one back down the other side of the field. So he's very, very talented. And the way that he mixes up his kicks is going to make it very, very hard for Vitimo Revovo to be in the right position all day long.
Stumder. Here's Lance taking it to the line, gets it back out to Lowrens. Vasuki Thakau gives it to Morahan, who's smashed in the tackle by Luke Smart. Stopped right in his tracks. Inside ball there to Kateka. Stringer having to clean up. Here's Havili. Hit by his opposite number in Toliafoa. They come short side again. Vasuki Thakau just gets his hands through the line there. Stunder gives it back to Lowrens. There's nothing on the short side. Vasuki Thakau once again. The arm goes out from Ed Martin. Offside, so Perth Spirit will chance their arm here. Here's Scoble. Oh, it opens up there for Maliki Amea. Well, that looked a little bit high there also. The arm goes out once again. Now they go wide. Morahan cleaned up by Revovo. Will come back for the penalty.
Oh, wasn't that fantastic to watch? Two great outside back talents going toe-to-toe. But that was a high shot. David Lolahea, I don't think there was anything in it, but certainly started up around the neck and the head, so nothing Ed Martin can do there but award a penalty.
The ball retention from the Perth Spirit in that passage of play was quite outstanding.
It certainly is. One thing that I love about the Perth Spirit is Ryan Lowrens. A lot of nines you'll see, they don't want to get involved at the breakdown. They won't even carry. Where Ryan Lowrens, he'll carry if he has to. You'll see him very often clean out when they're low on numbers. And he's sort of the new age nine that is going to be like another loose forward or another inside back where he wants to be involved, he wants to carry, and that just makes things so much easier for your forwards.
It sure does. Perth Spirit with another chance. Ryan Lowrens also a bit of a handful on the catwalk too, isn't he, Cam Shepherd?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that, Swaney.
You think he's a very good-looking human. Here's Lowrens feeding the scrum. It goes down.
He's in my top 10. I'll give him that.
While the scrum's being packed, do you want to give us your top 10 there?
Good. As far as stitch-ups goes, that's right up there, Swaney.
Yeah, well, it was time for it. There's a great crowd in here at Concord here today. Of course, we did see the Women's Sevens Carnival a little bit earlier. It's great to see so many people participating in the game they play in heaven here at Concord. There's the some of our players from earlier in the day in the promotional jerseys of 4 as the Perth Spirit play on through Hardwick. Lowrens just taking his time. Here's Havili. Makes a few metres there, Havili. Maliki Ha'amea brought down on the 5. And the arm goes out from Ed Martin, but they won't need it. The try there by Lowrens for the Perth Spirit. Great stuff there from the darting little number 9.
Well, what perfect timing to back up exactly what I was saying before. He's always watching and he's always ready to go. Beautiful stuff from Lawrence. They got on the front foot there, the Perth Spirit, and then he spotted one little opening. Quick pick off the back, straight through the middle, through the danger area for most halfbacks, but not for Ryan Lawrence. He knew he had the speed. He knew he had the physicality.
Thanks, Piers.
And that's a fantastic try for the Perth Spirit. And right on the stroke of half-time, Andrew Swain.
Yeah, huge try there from the Perth Spirit. They just tried to fan out a little bit too much.
And it was actually Ravovo caught napping there. He was the pillar defender as Lance kicks.
He adds the extras. So the Perth Spirit will go into the break. 30 points to 16. Leaders over the Western Sydney Rams here at Concord Oval.
Glenn and Michael Atkinson as well. Thanks for your tweets, boys. Keep it up.
Yeah, great shout out to Acco there. Former Queensland Reds manager, team manager. As we're back underway here at Concord Oval. The Perth Spirit get the offload away, straight away. Kateka brought down. Here's Meeks. Oh, gets the ball away to Matuauto. Great run here from the Perth Spirit. They pick and go through Morahan. That's a stat he hasn't gotten very often. Here's Stunder. Holds the ball up. Lance tries to pick it up. It goes backwards, so Scoble cleans up the scraps. The Rams flying over the top, and they've turned it over at the breakdown. They look to be off their feet just a tad there, but they've managed to turn it over. And now the penalty comes for Perth Spirit for leaving their feet. So
fantastic work from the Rams. It's a shame that ball couldn't come out. Go was looking down the short side and was about a 5-on-2. The Rams over the Spirit there. So they'll be a little bit disappointed, but Asquith pumps this one long and relieve that pressure. That was a pretty good start from the Perth Spirit.
Looks like the breeze has actually done a 180 and now it's going the other way. So it's into the back of the Rams again in this second half. It does tend to swirl here at Concord Oval. Toliafoa takes it off the top. Here's Allen. Hit hard in the tackle there from Kateka. Here's Skelton. Great work there in contact from Will Skelton.
Goal 20!
That's Willing at the breakdown. The Perth Spirit really making a mess of things. Here's Asquith through the gap. He's just got to beat one. Gets brought down about 10 out. Quick ball there. Matuni Pulu gets us up towards the 5. Toliafoa, the try scorer. Brought down. Now they get it to Godinay. They send it wide to Ravovo. And here's Bua Sarau, smashed into touch. Will come back, though, for the penalty to the Perth Spirit.
I think that might have been a penalty there. Rob Bauer-Sarau, he's grabbed onto the foot of Billy Meeks, trying to slow the Perth Spirit down. He's given away a penalty, Ed Martin. Silly play from Bauer-Sarau. Would have liked to have seen him done a little bit more there on that right edge. There was great hands out the back line from the Rams after some beautiful stuff in tight. Bauer-Sarau really, I think he just hoped that his weight would almost carry him over the try line there, but some beautiful defence from the Spirit stopped him in his tracks. He's got to get hard off that right foot and try and cut back infield and make sure he stays in the field of play.
Perth Spirit looking to just maul it out of their own half here. Maliki Halamea has his hands on the ball. He's released though, so here's Havili. Pardon me, that was Vasuki Thakau.
Use it!
Coming round the corner. Lowrens with the box kick. Ravovo gets it away to Bua Sarau. That time he gets off the left foot. Latuni Pulu. It's been turned over though, and now a chance for the Perth Spirit. The Perth Spirit just getting it through the hands here. Here's Meeks. Goes off the left foot. Few gaps appearing in this Rams defensive line here. Havili gets the ball away to Lance. He pops it around the corner to Lowrens. And now Vasuki Thakau tries to stay in the field of play, but it's just tackled over. So the Rams scrambling in defence there.
Yeah, they certainly was. They certainly were, excuse me. But very much like what just happened to Rob Balsarau at the opposite end of the field. Eric Vasuki Thakau, he just didn't try hard enough to stay in the field of play there. Great run. As you said, you could see the Rams were tiring. That's when it's so important to stay in the field of play and make sure you recycle that possession.
The Rams having to scramble here. Taliafoa with another line-out win. Gale puts it on the left boot. Tough one to take there for Vasuki Thakau, but he does pretty well. Puts it over the top. It finds grass. And here's Ravovo. What about the step from Ravovo? Straight off the mark. Looks smart now. The Rams just playing one-off footy at the moment. Now Asquith calls for it, and there's space here for Asquith's kick. He might just roll into touch here. It does. Beautiful work there. Morahan plays on quickly, though. Lance has to scramble around and put it downtown. Oh, it's a great kick from Jono Lance. What a reply from the Perth Spirit veteran.
What a fantastic kick from Lance. That was beautiful. Realised he had a little bit of time. It was smart thinking from Morahan as well to get the ball in. And that's a huge kick. He's put that at least 60 metres down the field. And all the hard work from this Greater Western Sydney Rams team all of a sudden erased in an instant.
Well, we talk about their big forward pack. And they're certainly feeling the heat out here at Concord. Lewis Sarau off the field. And so he's out to Sopawanga. Here's Latuni Pulu in the midfield.
20 gold!
Just slow ball there for the Rams. Now really Jones. Nakoro taking us up towards halfway.
Use it!
Reece Allen coming around the corner. It's really slow ball here for the Rams. Paenga Ramosa, and they're just sort of playing one-off footy here at the moment. Paenga Ramosa, though, always makes yards. Allen shuffles it on to Nakoro.
Paenga Ramosa looks hurt. Apologies, Gibbon goes through.
Gibbon through a nice little gap there. Ran a great angle. Here's Asquith taking it to the line, and now Skelton, the big unit, brought down on the 22. Here's Asquith now. Stays on his feet well, Paul Asquith. Latuni Pulu. Hit well by Stringer there. This is better play from the Rams. Paenga Ramosa brought down. The arms out from Ed Martin. Godinay. Taliafoa. Hit hard once again. Just one-off stuff here from the Rams. Here's Skelton.
Very slow from the Rams, but I don't mind that in this part of the field. It's where they've got to show patience.
Ed Martin blows his whistle. Offside play there from the Perth Spirit. So this is a huge opportunity for the Rams. They really need to score here to stay in this game of footy.
Yeah, they certainly do. You can see they're a little bit tired. I was very worried about
10.
Brandon Paenga Ramosa. Only a moment ago, you can see a lot of guys going straight to deck, looking to receive some attention.
Yeah, bodies everywhere. Reece Allen, Scott Gale, and Brandon Paenga Ramosa all on the deck.
It looked like an ankle injury of some kind for Allen.
you weren't in
happened at
an
one of
onside
the
position.
breakdowns
Started
leading
offside,
up towards that penalty. But much better play from the Rams. That's where they get in their own rhythm. And I think people say play at speed, but you've got to play at your own speed. Every time the Rams are forced into a situation where they're playing an up-tempo style of football that they can't maintain, that's where they get themselves in trouble. Get into the right part of the field, slow it down. Use your big bodies, get Skelton in motion, get Toliafoa in motion.
Yeah, okay.
And that's how they're going to score tries.
That's obviously both
Don't
ways.
forget to use the hashtag NRC 2016. Here's a look at some of the play here from the Rams. Just trying to recycle it. Vui making himself a handful at the breakdown there. Skelton just going off his feet. So, as you can see, Ed Martin blowing the whistle. Hashtag NRC 2016 is where you can find us on Twitter.
Yeah, would love to hear your thoughts.
Let's go,
Hope
Orange.
you're enjoying
Come over,
this
please.
on foxsports.com.au/rugby/NRC/NRC on demand. Lots of slashes.
Brandon Paenga-Amosa still receiving a lot of attention. Looks like they're going to strap up his ankle to his boot. I think he may have rolled it. It happened very early on, just before the break down the left-hand side from Gibbon. He didn't look too happy, but he is back to his feet, the big man.
Yeah, it's heavily strapped, as you can see there. He's so tough, though, isn't he? Brandon Paenga-Amosa.
Aaron Blacklock will have to take his seat back on the pine. Thought he might be getting a few minutes. Not yet.
Opportunity here for the Rams.
Crouch.
Ravovo sitting directly behind this Greater Western Sydney's Rams scrum.
Set.
Love to see him in a bit of space.
Stay.
Strong scrum here. It comes back. Here's Ravovo now. He shows and goes. Oh, and he spills it. Good tackle there from Morahan. Stayed on his man and forced the error. So we'll have a scrum for the Perth Spirit. It was Matualto affecting the tackle.
You could see what Ravovo was trying to do. He danced, but Matualto not falling for that inside ball and then just not respecting the ball enough there. Ravovo kept it out in front, and when Matualto saw the opportunity to attack, he's grabbed it.
Just there.
Michael Ruru onto the field now. Replacing Lowrens. He's been so effective today for the Perth Spirit. Mays Erasmus also on the field for the Perth Spirit. Going to have to get out of their own 22 here.
Crouch.
Smart play, I think, from Perth Spirit coach Dwayne Nestor to bring on a replacement half, but that makes sure you maintain the speed of the game. And straight away we see it.
Here's Meeks stepping around a couple. Gee, that was a handy little left foot step. Lance to Matualto, who throws the ball to nobody.
Forward into touch.
About 3 metres forward as well.
Yeah, fantastic pressure there from Albert Nakoro. Realised he was under the pump, shot up out of the line, put all the pressure on Matualto. He was unable to make the pass, way too far in front of Vasuki Thakau.
AJ Alatimu also on the field for the Perth Spirit.
There's the mark.
Looking forward to the rest of
Okay,
the
they've got to
round
hold it.
3 of the Buildcorp
He must hold
NRC,
that. He
Queensland
won't
Country
make
and the Rays.
Yeah, sure.
From Bond Uni on the Gold Coast at 3 p.m. on Fox Sports 502. Brisbane City taking on the UC Vikings from Ballymore tomorrow at 1 p.m. foxsports.com.au. Greg Clark will have the action from there, and then myself and Cameron Shepherd will be at Tamworth Rugby Park from 3 p.m. tomorrow on Fox Sports 502.
Well, Swaney, looking forward to that one. That will be a beauty.
I'll tell you what, I'll be wearing my boots and RMs and
Home of
check
the Country
shirt.
Music Festival.
That's it. Country music capital of Australia, as this is another
I'll bring
strong
my
scrum.
ukulele.
Another strong scrum there from the Rams. Reece Allen, though, fighting for the ball on the ground. Here's Skelton, throws the dummy and keeps going.
Not many fell for it.
No, it was the worst sold dummy of all time from Will Skelton. Here's Asquith. Nakoro with a little left foot step into the 22.
Use it.
Mary Jones gives it to Reese Allen. It was a hospital pass.
Forward.
And it was a forward pass. So another let-off for the Perth Spirit. The execution's just not there for the Western Sydney Rams at the moment.
No, it's not. A little bit slow, a little bit especially round the corner. And a few of their key guys look to have lost that intensity that they had in the first half. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to see a Brandon Paenga-Amosa. He does not look like he's coping well with whatever damage he has to his left ankle.
Yeah, Aaron Blacklock limbering up on the sideline.
I would just like to see the carry rate increase from the Latuni Pulus, the Godinez, the Ravovos. They have not had enough touches, and they need to notice that the forwards are a little bit tired, a little bit slow around the corner, and step up, take that responsibility on their shoulders, and carry themselves.
By no means out of this, the Rams. 8-point converted tries in the Buildcorp NRC, so a couple of tries and they're in the lead. Oh, great little work there from Ruru. It was a short ball to the reserve scrum half. There's Erasmus. Oh, and Havili gets the ball back well. Lance once again straightening. Oh, hit hard there by Paenga-Amosa. Now they get it wide. A bit of space here for the Perth Spirit. Drops it back on the inside to Vasuki Thakau. Pops it off the deck. And once again, Erasmus with heavy contact. Just dropped in there behind. And what a kick there. Beautiful stuff from Michael Ruru.
Oh, what a fantastic kick that was from Ruru. Really smart thinking. Saw that Ravovo was sweeping to the far side. He was out of position. And that's a beautiful little kick down the short side. And this Greater Western Sydney's Rams team has come all the way back down the other end of the field after attacking the Perth Spirit line.
Blacklock now taking his place on the field. Paenga-Amosa.
Very tough place to throw your first line out of a game.
Sure
5
is.
out from your own line.
That's breezy, but he does well. Very high body height there from the Rams at that maul. Scott Gale puts it into touch. It's not a bad nudge from Gale. Takes us back up towards the 10.
Some very tired legs starting to show out there for the Rams. Blacklock on now for Paenga-Amosa, but I think you're going to see quite a few more changes come within the next little period.
Yeah, as we've said all game, a big pack this Rams side, and it's very warm out here at Concord. It's been stolen. In fact, we'll have the short arm. Ed Martin blows the whistle, so we'll play on. Asquith sends it wide. Good stuff there from Godinez. Oh, gets the ball away beautifully to Smart. Oh, and he throws it straight back into the arms of the Perth Spirit player. Now here's a bit of room for Havili. Vui. Oh, gets a beautiful ball away to Vasuki Thakau, and he's got a bit of space. Oh, drops it on the inside. Great stuff from the Perth Spirit to Ruru. They're popping the ball off the deck beautifully here. Shambek Lavui takes it up in the midfield, but he's isolated. Stringer does well, though, to clean the ball up, and it'll be a knock-on to the Rams. What about some of the work off the deck from this Perth Spirit side, Cam Shepherd?
Oh, they've got fantastic intensity. You can see that Coach Dwayne Ness has obviously tried to drill into them that when we get on the front foot and we've got the ball in a bit of space, get excited about it. You can see them line up. Vui carried well. Vasuki Thakau carried well. And that was just brilliant stuff from the Perth Spirit.
And the fresh legs of Ruru as well.
Well, as I said, just so important when you're playing against a big pack to keep that speed of ball up. And Ruru's been outstanding since he's come on.
Now, Rui Jones on the deck receiving some attention as well. This big pack starting to struggle in the sunshine here at Concord.
Time back on.
It's very warm out there.
You were speaking about Havili, obviously played a few games on the wing for the Spirit last year, and how great it is that you've got the ability to move someone of his ball skills and his speed into the forward pack. You saw he's had a few little involvements today where he's just added that little bit of spark, throws a really nice pass, understands where the space is on the field, and when's the right time to get the ball there. I've been really impressed by Havili today. I think it's actually going to be a masterstroke by the Perth Spirit and the Western Force to turn him into a really quality back rower.
Tonaola K and Philly Tafui on the sideline, ready to come on. So we will see some replacements here at Concord for this Western Sydney Rams pack.
Bind. Set.
Comes out for Ruru. Oh, he goes himself into a big gap, tries to get the ball away, and socked backwards there by Latsuni Pulu and cleaned up. So dangerous work, but good work there from Latsuni Pulu. Asquith trying to run it himself. Oh, and straight off their feet there was Billy Meeks. So a leading penalty there for the Rams.
Disappointed with himself, Meeks, but look, that wind started to pick up a lot. This is going to be a tough kick and maybe not going to relieve as much pressure as the Rams are hoping. Right in the middle of the field, Paul Asquith, already a little false start at it.
Yeah, he gets another go, unlike the Olympic 100-metre final.
Orange 4 and 6. 4 and 6.
He's done very well there, actually, Paul Asquith. And here come the changes, Swaney.
Here comes the cavalry, all right. Jones will come off the field by the looks of things. And, yeah, Skelton as well. So, a good little shift there from Big Will Skelton. Not making the Wallabies squad, but probably not as effective as he would have liked.
No, look, he's always got a target on his back, doesn't he, Will Skelton, whenever he runs out on a rugby field. But probably not the involvements he would have hoped for today. But his body will be good for a little bit of a run.
Here's Asquith. Drops it back on the inside to Godinay, who finds a bit of space. That's more like it from this Rams side. Charging up towards halfway. Asquith trying to spin out a one there. Allen smashed in the tackle. And dropped the pill, but regathered it. And have to throw some bodies into that breakdown. Gale having to resort to the box kick, and it's not a bad one, but it'll just dribble into the in goal. Oh, you have to be careful this one doesn't dribble dead. No.
22.
We'll play the 22. So they're really having to commit a lot of bodies to this breakdown, the Rams side, and that's having an effect on their attack.
Well, it certainly is, and it's such a great effort from the Spirit. You know, one person from the Rams side isn't getting rid of that one defender at the breakdown. They're being forced to send in extra numbers, and it's leaving them short across the park. Really good performance. I've been very impressed so far from the Perth Spirit.
Lance sends it back down the middle. Oh, big contact in the midfield. Tanaola K. Asquith dancing. Got no one to throw it to. Yeah, a bit of hands work there from the Perth Spirit. Thought they could get away with that one, but Ed Martin was right there.
Shambek Lavui on the near side of that breakdown. What a carry that was, though, in the midfield. That's what they need a little bit more of, the Greater Western Sydney Rams.
Yeah, K. He's a big human. You don't lose much size by subbing K on for Will Skelton.
Certainly do not. Oh, I don't know about this one from Asquith.
It hasn't found touch, so a huge let-off for the Spirit here. And they'll kick it up towards halfway. That's a beautiful kick back towards halfway. And, gee, that's a net gain for the Perth Spirit.
Well, and some. That really hurts when you're part of a forward pack. I can't say I've been part of it many times, but when you see a kick go downfield and then you end up having to run back for your own line out when it was your kick to touch on a penalty, that's going to hurt the Western Sydney Rams. That great play again from the Spirit.
Vui coming from the field. So another good shift from Sam Beck-Lavui. And here's the Rams dropping it back on the inside. Oh, it's a nice little play here from Smart. He's into a bit of space. the pick and go. He's a former back rower, found himself at the ruck and made a nice break. Oh, and Allen just spills it forward. So the Perth Spirit will play on. We'll come back to the scrum. What about the heads-up play there from Luke Smart?
Yeah, really, really smart play from Smart. You see it. Apologies for the double smart. You see it a lot these days, though, don't you? When teams knock off at the breakdown, someone will just be standing over the ball, working in a little bit of a protection role, and they decide to just pick the ball up and go for a run. As we see Mitch Walton come onto the field. That looks like Paul Asquith. His day is done, and that's another smart replacement from John Muggleton.
Yeah, Mitch Walton, so effective a couple of weeks ago against the Rays when he came onto the field.
Once again, the Rams will be a little bit disappointed. Beautiful run here from Smart. Gets on the outside. What I liked from him was he knew that there wasn't much support around, so he just carried hard and made sure he took as many metres as possible. But unfortunately, Reece Allen unable to take that pass from Gale.
Luke Smart moving from the back row to the wing for Southern Districts and plying his trade out there. So we've got Luke Smart moving from the back row to the wing. We've got Havili moving from the wing to the back row to the second row. So there's a bit of positional musical chairs.
Another great thing about the NRC, the Buildcorp NRC, a chance for these coaches and players to test some different positions and understand the game a little bit more. So great to see that versatility from some of our big-name players.
Big scrum there from the Rams, but it's play on for the Perth Spirit, the penalty. And here's Vasuki Thakau now. Goes himself, drops it back on the inside nicely. Oh, the Perth Spirit, what about the musical chairs? But that shot was high. The hot potato from the Perth Spirit. It was a high shot, though. And they'll play on through Vasuki Thakau. I love this high-octane style of footy. Oh, Lance just spills it forward.
Oh, and they were lining up out wide, the Perth Spirit. Have a look at Misa Rasmus, the tight head prop replacement. He's filthy. I think he thought he had one there, Swaney.
Oh, there were numbers galore for the Perth Spirit. It was a nice run down the left-hand touchline from Vasuki Thakau. And then what about the great offloading game that we've seen from this Spirit side?
Yeah, fantastic. After a couple of those offloads, though, I would have liked to have just seen the ball moved away. All the Rams players came back towards where the ball was in the breakdown. Huge amount of space on the opposite edge of the field. And for those people that love watching the All Blacks, that's one thing they're so good at doing, shifting that focus of attack. And generally it does centre around their offload game.
Another big scrum. Scott Gale sets off. Nakoro. It's scrappy again for the Rams. It's been knocked back. Jack Payne, the replacement on the field. Walton drops it for Latuni Pulu. Good energy here from Mitch Walton, and here's a bit of space. Here's Latuni Pulu.
Not held.
Gets us up towards the 22. Oh, great play here from the Rams. The offload game starts to work, and Luke Smart takes it over the 22. Now they're getting a bit of running in the legs. Walton has injected a bit of pace into this game and healed the try for the Rams. Jack Payne dives over under the black dot. And that's great play from the Western Sydney Rams.
As I said earlier, Swaney, Mitch Walton, he was fantastic a couple of weeks ago against the Rays. The way he takes to the ball to the line in two hands, he creates so much deception, and it just opens up the space around him. Two great runs also there from Apolosi Latuni Pulu. Finally found his way into this one, but then a little bit of brilliance from Mitch Walton to set up a try. Here's another great look at it. Good ball from Gale. Puts it out in front of Walton. There's he's showing the ball in two hands. Jack Payne, great support, and he dives over under the posts. Fantastic try to the Western Sydney Rams.
Well, Only 6 points in it now. The Perth Spirit leading still here at Concord Oval, 30 points to 24.
And if you're the Rams, you've got to be happy. You played terribly, really, for 60 minutes, and all of a sudden you find yourself within one converted try. This is game on, Swaney.
Sure is. Mitch Walton, a spark plug for the Rams as he's come onto the field. And they'll plug it back downtown. So a line out here for the Perth Spirit. Didn't get as many metres as they would have liked there. Harrison Goddard on the field for the Rams.
There's nothing of him, is it, Swaney?
He looks
Must
like
only be about 65 kilos, ringing wet.
He's come straight out of under 12s. Here's Mace Erasmus.
Oh, he's got a bit of mongrel, though, the feisty halfback.
The Perth Spirit looking to strike straight back here. They've been good at that today. Bit of physical work here from their forward pack. Just caught in the midfield there. They pick and go. Here's Shambek Lavui back on the field. And he gets 4 metres short. Now the Perth Spirit. Oh, Havili didn't see it coming from Tapawai. And will come back for the first knock on.
Lost forward over
So
there.
Tapawai with a bit of
First knock on.
fancy hands work.
Just too hard, wasn't it, Swaney? He threw a big dummy, created the deception, but that ball on the inside to Havili had to be soft. He's fired at the midsection, and Havili unable to hold on to it and carry forward. It's very, very tough to take that ball when you're both carrying such high speeds in different directions. Has to be a soft little pop and make it easy for the receiver. But all of a sudden, just as you always think the Rams are getting back in this one, the Perth Spirit hits back.
Who's captain? Who's captain?
Here's another look at it.
Yeah. Couple of times
Tapawai
now we've had high tackles from your guys.
just
Okay, make sure
trying a bit too much there.
Yeah. The
Havili
dangerous tackles around here, okay?
couldn't hold on to it.
Swipe running on a sub.
Shout out to Brett Mackay who's watching. He's done some
You all right?
commentary on the Buildcorp NRC as well. He sends us a tweet, tells us that Havili went to school in Auckland with the Tongan Thor. There you go. The Tongan Thor has been so damaging this year for Queensland country. Taniela Tupou. What can the Rams muster here?
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Harrison Goddard feeding the scrum. And will come
down.
and repack this scrum again. Don't forget to tune in at 3 p.m. Queensland Country taking on the Sydney Rays on Fox Sports 502 from Bond University on the Gold Coast.
Good shout out to Alistair Henderson as well, mate. Thanks for your tweet. It's good, mate. Shemo, Tom Sheminant, wearing the number 16 for the Perth Spirit today. Hope he gets some minutes. Obviously one of his good mates, so appreciate you watching and tweeting to us, Al.
Crouch.
Tell you what, the footy doesn't stop on Fox Sports 502 tonight. We've got the All Blacks taking on Argentina from 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the Wallabies taking on the Springboks. Can they get on the board in 2016 as the Rams send it up towards halfway? Here's Vasuki Thakau. Here's Tapawai picking it up off the bootlaces. Gets away from one. Gets away from two. He's a tough man to bring down, Ben Tapawai. Here's Vui. Back on the field. Oh, and Erasmus knocks it on. And so does Latuni Pulu. So
First goal, second orange.
Both coaches, I think, will be a little bit disappointed, especially in this second half, with the level of skills. Far too many drop balls and in key positions in the field. That was a simple one for Erasmus, I think it was. He's got to make sure he holds on to it.
Ravovo, you saw on the screen just before, looking to get himself more involved. He's just sitting right behind the scrum like he did a little bit earlier in the game.
A lot more space this time. Spirit has two of their back three back. Plenty of room on that far side of the field. That's also the side that Walton's on. Got Godinay and Smart out there as well. Just want to see Ravovo in a bit of space, don't you? We know what he's capable when he gets going. An amazing stepper. Beautiful change of speed as well. Can go from full speed to a stop and then back to full speed in almost an instant.
Scored 44 tries on the Rugby World 7 Series. Trying his hand at 15s here at Concord for the Western Sydney Rams. Solid scrum. Goddard has a little snipe himself. Went look for the pop, but didn't. Here's Kay. Yeah, not releasing in the tackle there. So the Rams just piggybacking off a couple of penalties here. And they'll look to send this one into the Perth Spirit half.
Well, with 8.5 minutes to go, this game couldn't be any more in the balance. That's a great kick from Walton. And this is the opportunity that the Rams have been looking for. They really have been the second best team on the field for most of the afternoon, but that means nothing when you get to these championship minutes. They need to just be composed with the ball, hold on to it. Don't be forced into the game plan that the Perth Spirit want to play.
It's over the back and won by Kay. And now they send the bounce pass out. Here's Latuni Pulu. Always making meters. Walton. Here's Ravovo now. Just sends it along the line to Nakoro. Looked a little bit high. And yeah, the arm goes out from Ed Martin.
Just get a number there, mate.
Here's Kay now. Charging at the defensive line.
Calls from the crowd to kick the ball out and take the penalty. The Rams are going to play on.
Here's Senio Toliafoa up towards the 22. They play on quickly. Walton sends it wide to Smart. Little short ball there. Once again to Philly Tafui. Allen, tireless today, but the penalty has been blown. It was a long advantage there from Ed Martin.
Now this is a really, really big moment.
Number 5.
Ed Martin calling over John O'Lance, and that's Havili.
Repeated infringements down here.
And there's the yellow card. Havili will spend the rest of the match in the bin, so this is a huge moment.
Oh, absolutely enormous. Can you believe it? With the game on the line. And you lose one of your key men with 7 minutes to go.
So now
huge opportunity. The Rams searching for their first win in 2016. At home here at Concord.
6-point tries and 2-point conversions in the Buildcorp NRC in 2016. A converted try would likely win the game for the Rams at the moment.
Use it!
Oh, big contact there on Aaron Blacklock. Here's Sopawanga.
Advantage.
Oh, it's spilled out the back and it's been knocked forward, so now the Perth Spirit send it back downtown. There's no one at home. Mitch Walton herring back.
Trainer deliberately touching it.
Oh, and it's a penalty as well.
Trainer deliberately touching the ball.
So huge call there from Ed Martin.
We'll try and get you a reason for that. I think it possibly could have been was Mitch Walton running away with the ball. Although it was their throw. Possibly some back chat, or maybe even the kicker was tackled late. Apologies, we'll try and get you the reason for that penalty as soon as we can.
So John O'Lance sends it down towards the 22. The
Either
Rams,
way. Oh, it hurts the Rams, doesn't it?
they were hot on the attack, and now with 5 minutes to go, only a few minutes to go, they are back on the back foot.
All right, just wait. What are your
Bit
numbers?
of confusion here from the Perth Spirit line out. Taking an eternity to get this ball in. They squeeze it up and it finally goes to Stunder. And here's a bit of space for Alatimu. For Ruru, I beg your pardon. Erasmus. Lance now. Here's Tapawai putting his head down and getting through the first and second tackles. Quick ball. Oh, and it's come out now for the Rams. The chase is on by Latuni Pulu. He has an air swing, and now the Perth Spirit running it back. Here's Alatimu back on the 22. Erasmus.
Use it.
Stunder. He'll take it up. Quick ball. Vasuki Thakau goes for the chip. And it goes straight to Nakoro, who plays on quickly. There's no one with him. Oh, now the cavalry comes. A huge clean out there. And now there's numbers wide. Godinay hit hard in the tackle. Matualto smashing Godinay. Now they change the angle of attack. Walton gives it to Allen. Not long left for the Rams. Here's a bit of space for Latuni Pulu. Gets the ball out the back to Nakoro. Here's Toliafoa. The siren goes in the background. And the Perth Spirit have turned it over. So all they've got to do now is get it out. And that'll be a W. And Vasuki Thakau puts it into touch. And that's full time here at Concord Oval. The Perth Spirit getting their second win of the season and defeating the Western Sydney Rams 30 points to 24.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Well, what about that game of footy from the Western Sydney Rams and the Perth Spirit, Cam Shepherd? Quite exciting footy at the end.
It was great stuff, but I really